Coverage of the clash continuing from Highland Park Arena just outside Chicago, Illinois. Team Minnesota and Team Alberta, two teams looking to pick up a win this afternoon. Had a little bit of a tough start to the tournament for both. Team Minnesota in gold and Team Alberta in white. As we are underway from Highland Park Arena as Team Minnesota pushes it down into the offensive zone early, but unable to get a shot away. Puck will be sent down deep into the Team Minnesota zone. This Team Minnesota will look to come right back on the attack. A possible 2-on-1, but a good job by Team Alberta to get back defensively, but a shot goes wide of the net from Team Minnesota. Anyway, it's Team Minnesota plays it from the neutral zone, sends it right back in. Now Team Alberta with the puck for the first time. A quick turnover as Team Minnesota comes right back in. Another opportunity is deflected down into the near side corner. Just underway here in the opening period, but Team Minnesota already with 3 pretty good opportunities on goal. Minnesota right back into the right circle as they'll work it back out. Team Alberta playing on their heels a little bit. They'll come onside at the line the other way as a shot on goal is scooped up and held on to. A faceoff will come in the Team Minnesota zone. No score, Team Alberta, Team Minnesota just underway from the Highland Park Arena. Face-off to the left of the goaltender. Quick shot off the face-off. A nice save by the Team Minnesota goaltender. Minnesota will get it into the neutral zone. They'll come in 2-on-5. Team Alberta able to regain control of the puck. They'll work it on the left wing back into the Minnesota zone where Minnesota will take it back. Battle at the red line as Minnesota regains the puck in their own end as then Alberta forces a turnover briefly. So Minnesota comes right back in. A shot that goes wide of the net into the near side corner. Just underway in the first period from the Highland Park Arena just outside Chicago. Team Minnesota, Team Alberta, no score. Minnesota regains at neutral. They work into the left circle. Shot that was blocked in front before it got through to the Alberta goaltender. Minnesota able to work it right back into the right circle, but the puck deflected away. It circles the net, comes back up into the far side corner as Alberta will work it around their own net. As Alberta carries through neutral. They work it into the left circle in the Minnesota zone. Loose puck in the slot. Minnesota will come the other way. 2-on-2 at the blue line as they gain the offensive zone. Nice feed in front and Team Minnesota scores. So Team Minnesota cashes in on the treasure trove of early opportunities that they had, and they lead 1-0. Now, Team Minnesota had a number of good chances in the offensive zone. Now they are able to take advantage. They lead 1-0 here in this first period as Team Minnesota comes right back into the offensive zone. The shot, a nice pad save by the Team Alberta goaltender. Minnesota able to keep it in the zone. Alberta now able to send it down, but offside. 1-0, Team Minnesota with the lead. Two teams who have had a little bit of a tough time here at the clash this weekend. Both teams coming in with 4 losses. Minnesota will play the puck down deep in the Alberta zone. Play gets tied up behind the net. Works up into the far side corner. As Alberta gathers in at the red line, they gain the offensive zone. Battle for the puck in the right circle as Team Alberta comes away with it. So an Alberta player ends up on the ice. Team Minnesota comes away with the puck, so they'll come through neutral. Team Minnesota now with the puck in their own zone. From the Highland Park Arena just outside Chicago, the clash continuing. As Team Alberta gets it to the red line, it's knocked down by Minnesota. They'll work it back into the Alberta zone. Wide in front of the net from Team Minnesota as Alberta will work it to the red line. Alberta able to push it in deep to the Minnesota zone. Minnesota coming away with the puck in their own zone. Now they work it down deep into the Alberta zone. A shot that was blocked comes into the left circle. Another long shot that goes just wide of the net. Team Minnesota having the better of play early on here. They lead 1-0. They've had a good set of other scoring opportunities as well early on in this opening period. Team Minnesota plays the puck from deep in their own end. They'll work it out back toward the red line as Alberta was able to knock it down briefly. So Minnesota back in the offensive zone into the right circle. Tried to go across onto the stick side, but unable to connect. Again, trying to find the trailer, working in on the glove side of the goaltender this time, but again, not working for Team Minnesota. Team Minnesota is able to capitalize on that opportunity, and they lead 2-0. So a good start for Team Minnesota. They lead 2-0. Team Alberta will work off the face-off into the Team Minnesota zone. A shot save. Rebound comes into the circle. Stretch pass into the neutral zone. Possible break for Team Minnesota with the defender trying to catch up. Face-off will come in the Team Alberta zone. Minnesota wins the face-off. Minnesota leading 2-0 here in this first period. Alberta controlling in their own end, trying to get it out through neutral. Again, well defended by Minnesota, but Alberta able to gain the Minnesota zone this time. Shot goes just wide from Alberta up into the far side corner. Minnesota gaining control in front of their own net. They are able to work it out across the red line. Minnesota had to hold up to make sure they were on side. Cross ice pass will come in deep to the Team Alberta zone. It'll be played behind the net by Alberta. Minnesota will send it right back into the Alberta zone. And we'll get a whistle. 2-0 Minnesota here in the first period from the Highland Park Ice Arena just outside Chicago. Final day of pool play. The long shot and a goal for Minnesota. And Team Minnesota staking themselves to a good early lead. It's 3-0. Minnesota right back into the offensive zone. Another shot by Minnesota. That one was knocked down. Minnesota off to a great start this morning. They lead 3-0. Alberta pushes it into the near side corner. They look to center it in the slot as Minnesota deflects it out into the neutral zone. Minnesota working on the left wing, defended well by Alberta. Turnover as Alberta tried to work it up the left wing and played back into the neutral zone, now sent down deep into the Minnesota zone. Icing waved off as Minnesota will play it deep in their own end. Minnesota coming right back into the right circle. Alberta carries right back in. Minnesota off to a great start. They lead 3-0 here in this opening period over Team Alberta at the Island Park Ice Arena just outside Chicago. Collision in the corner. Penalty coming against Minnesota. Alberta will carry into the offensive zone and Team Minnesota touches up. The Team Alberta going on the power play. The game's first and possibly a big moment in the first period as Team Alberta trying to turn things around from a tough start this afternoon. Alberta controls. They'll cycle it into the corner. Centering feed just out of reach as it works up into the far side corner. Puck sent around the net. Team Minnesota able to apply some shorthanded pressure. Team Alberta sends it through neutral. They come in 3-on-4, and the shot goes wide of the net from Alberta. Alberta on the power play for a little bit longer. Long drive from the blue line, just trickles wide of the net. Backhand shot. That goes behind the net, works up into the far side corner. So Alberta comes up with the power play goal. And they get back within 2 at 3-1. So now 3-1 here late in this first period. Team Minnesota leading. They got off to a 3-0 lead. Team Alberta took advantage of the power play from a moment ago. Team Minnesota will look to come right back on the attack. They'll work the puck over on the near side in the Alberta zone. A shot through traffic was blocked. Team Minnesota on the right wing. Works it right back into the Alberta zone. Now Team Alberta into the Minnesota zone. Three to 1 Minnesota leading here late in this first period. Offside for Team Minnesota. Team Alberta will send it in deep to the Team Minnesota zone, and that takes us to the end of the opening period. After one, it's Minnesota 3, Alberta 1. We'll step aside for 1 minute, come right back. You're watching coverage of the Clash on MN Hockey TV. We welcome you back inside the Highland Park Arena just outside Chicago. Starting the second period, Team Minnesota leading 3-1. Minnesota got off to a flying start, leading 3-0, but Alberta has started to settle in. They got a power play goal later in that first period to cut the deficit to 3-1. Minnesota carries in the left circle. Minnesota in the gold, going from right to left in the second period. Alberta in white with the black trim. It's Minnesota battling for the puck in front of the net. They'll play it around. Minnesota looking for as great of a start to the second period as they had in the first. Long drive, rebound loose, and the shot goes wide of the net. Early in the second period, two teams who have had a little bit of a tough weekend. 4 losses apiece for each Team Minnesota and Team Alberta coming into the day. Collision in the left circle. No penalty coming. The puck will be sent down and deep to the Team Minnesota zone. No icing as Team Alberta will play it. It's Alberta from the point. Work it into the circle, now back. Alberta will work it up ice, stretch pass through neutral offside. Three to 1, Team Minnesota with the lead. Alberta wins the face-off. They push it into the Minnesota zone. Puck will be pushed up into the far side corner. The Minnesota carries through neutral. Nice move as they come in, and the shot goes wide of the net. We said the game has kind of evened out a little bit in flow after Minnesota got off to a 3-0 lead. Minnesota still leading it by 2 at 3-1. Minnesota will work it back into the left circle. It'll come into the corner and then goes just wide of the net on the shot. Three on two for Alberta through neutral as they're forced up to the left point. They'll drive it down into the near side corner. As we'll get a stoppage. 3-1, Minnesota leading in the second period. Minnesota will drive right back in. Puck sent up into the corner. Now Alberta will play it through neutral. Shot knocked down as the loose puck will be played behind the net. Minnesota will drive it back into the Alberta zone. Centering feed in front, didn't click for Team Alberta. We'll get a whistle. Puck sent all the way down, covered by Alberta at the other end, so a face-off in the Alberta zone upcoming. Minnesota leading 3-1 over Alberta. Alberta was able to win the face-off, get it right back down into the Minnesota zone. Alberta starting to apply a little bit more pressure here in the second period. Minnesota will work the puck in one-on-one. A shot goes wide of the net. Alberta on the left wing into the Minnesota zone. A collision along the boards. No penalty coming. Minnesota dekes their way back into the offensive zone. A shot that's wide of the net. Now the ice starting to open up a little bit for both teams. Nice play by Minnesota. They'll gain the offensive zone off the turnover. And a great save by Alberta. As Alberta will work the puck back into the Minnesota zone. Centering feed and a shot blocked as the puck works up into the far side corner. Alberta works it back into the circle. And the puck gloved and held on to. A face-off in the Minnesota zone. It's Minnesota 3, Alberta 1. Alberta will play the face-off up into the far corner. Shot gloved and held onto by Minnesota. Another face-off in the Team Minnesota zone. It's Minnesota 3, Alberta 1 later in the second period. Battled for on the near side boards as Minnesota gets it into the neutral zone. Seen here in the second period, a lot more sustained pressure by Alberta, but Minnesota sort of getting these rushes for their scoring opportunities. The shot, that's a save by the goaltender. It'll come down into the near side corner. Cross ice pass through neutral, taken away by Alberta high in their own zone. It's Alberta had the puck taken away in the slot. Minnesota will play it around the net, back toward the near side. So Alberta sends one just wide of the net. And Minnesota plays it through neutral, deep into the Alberta zone. That'll be icing. Late in the second period, it's Minnesota 3, Alberta 1. All 4 goals in the game coming in the opening period. Shot, save, rebound comes up into the corner. Minnesota will work the puck back into the Alberta zone. A nice move in the slot as Alberta looking to regain control of the puck. Minnesota will hold the zone. Minnesota in gold, Alberta in white. Minnesota looking to keep it deep in the Alberta zone as we approach the end of the second period. Penalty coming against Alberta. So Team Minnesota will get their first power play, looking to restore the 3-goal lead. Shot, save, rebound, might have been blocked before it got through. Minnesota behind the net with the puck. They'll work it back around along the far side boards. Minnesota works it into the right circle. A shot that was blocked as Alberta able to clear it into the neutral zone. It's Team Minnesota right back in. They get it into the slot. They score. A nice little pass to find the attacker on the stick side, and Minnesota with the power play goal, back in front by 3 at 4-1. So Minnesota leading 4-1, both teams with a power play goal in the game. Alberta controlling the face-off in the Minnesota zone. A shot blocked, covered up. Now Team Minnesota back up by 3 at 4-1. Minnesota trying to generate another chance. It was cut off well, though, by Alberta to prevent disaster from happening. Now an odd man rush for Alberta. 3-on-2 into the offensive zone. Trying to work it in on the stick side, but couldn't connect. So Minnesota will play it through neutral, back the other way into the left circle. Battled for in front. They score. Team Minnesota up by 4, 5-1. Team Minnesota leading 5-1 late in the second period. Minnesota adds on another one. A flurry of goals for Team Minnesota late in the second period. And they've widened their lead to 5. It's 6-1, Team Minnesota. Alberta plays the puck from deep in their own end. They'll quickly work it into the Minnesota zone. Nice sprawling save as Team Minnesota will have a face-off in their defensive zone. Play continuing deep in the Minnesota zone. We'll get a whistle as the Team Minnesota crossed the red line. Penalty against Minnesota. So Team Alberta will go on a power play, trying to cut into this big deficit. It's 6-1 Minnesota. Now we'll have a center ice face-off. Say 5-on-5 with coincidental minors. My apologies. Alberta back into the Minnesota zone. A shot blocked as it comes down into the near side corner. Minnesota able to gain control as they'll work it right back into the Alberta zone. And the puck covered up. Faceoff will come deep in the Alberta zone with Minnesota leading 6-1 late in the second period. Nice save in front by Alberta. It's Minnesota keeping the pressure on with their large lead. Icing by Alberta at the other end. Faceoff will come in the Alberta zone. As Alberta works into the Minnesota zone. Play gets tied up in front of the net. Minnesota will work it back into the Alberta zone. A shot saved. Comes back behind the net. Minnesota offside. 6-1 Minnesota leading. Faceoff will come in the neutral zone. As the second period comes to an end. Minnesota leading at 6-1. We'll step aside and come back. You're watching coverage of the Clash from Highland Park, Illinois. After two periods, it's Minnesota 6, Alberta 1. We'll be right back. Welcome you back to Highland Park Arena. Team Minnesota and Team Alberta. Team Minnesota leading 6-1 after 2 periods, so we'll have running time to start the third period. Minnesota controls the puck. Minnesota gains the offensive zone. Minnesota scored 3 quick ones in the first and then 3 quicker ones in the second. Sandwiched around an Alberta power play goal. Minnesota looking to add on as they'll work the puck into the slot. A shot goes just wide of the net. But Minnesota stays on the attack. Alberta able to clear the zone. Two teams who came in looking to finish their stay at the Clash on a higher note. Penalty coming against Minnesota. As Minnesota touches up, Alberta will go on their second power play. They're 1 for 1. Each team coming into today with 4 losses apiece. Minnesota currently in the driver's seat to pick up the victory in this game, leading by 5. Minnesota plays it around the net. It's Alberta able to take it away, but Minnesota regains control. Minnesota will send it in shorthanded back into the Alberta zone. It'll come around the net back toward the near side. Breakaway opportunity for Alberta into the offensive zone, and the shot is saved. A good save as this comes in on goal and held on to. So Alberta denied on the power play chance there. It remains a 5-goal game at 6-1. Minnesota works it back into the offensive zone. And the puck covered up. Team Minnesota back at full strength. Team Minnesota got 3 in the first, 3 in the second. Team Alberta getting theirs early in the second period. As Alberta comes in, and a penalty will come again against Team Minnesota for a trip. Now Team Alberta back on the power play. One-time blast was blocked for Team Alberta. Another one-time blast whiffed on, but Alberta able to hold the zone. They work it into the slot. Now Minnesota able to gain control and clear. So Alberta will play it from deep in their own end. So Alberta comes into the offensive zone. Minnesota will play it right back out and they'll change. Loose in the crease and then just pushed wide as it comes back down into the near side corner. Long shot on goal, and then we'll have a little bit of extracurricular. Oh, a penalty will go against Minnesota. We'll have a 5-on-3 for Team Alberta. Puck will come back into the near side corner in the Minnesota zone as they try to clear. They'll be able to send it all the way down. Nice glove save by Team Minnesota. It's Minnesota back to being one man short. Blocker save for Minnesota. Puck loose, and Minnesota able to gain control. 2-on-1 for Minnesota into the offensive zone. meeting in front of the net, and the puck will end up underneath the goal line. Minnesota racing back in, now back at full strength. Minnesota coming up with the save. Alberta, though, another shot save. Might have got the mask of the goaltender. Another couple of good saves by Team Alberta. As Alberta gains control of the puck in the corner. Nice move, they score. Team Alberta gets within 6-2. Best play of the day for Team Alberta. Now a 4-goal lead for Team Minnesota at 6-2. Now Team Minnesota maintaining that 6-2 lead. As they'll play it along the right wing into the Team Alberta zone. Puck covered up in the Team Minnesota zone. Minnesota 6, Alberta 2. Each of these teams will play one more game later on today to close out their weekend here at the Clash. Championship coverage tomorrow, 9 a.m. the bronze medal game, 11 a.m. the gold medal game. Minnesota's long shot goes wide. Minnesota maintaining control in the offensive zone. They'll work it back to the point. Now cycle into the corner. Long shot blocked as it comes out toward the red line. Alberta will gain control. They'll come in onside. It's Minnesota trying to send this one underneath into the slot. It'll come up into the corner on the half wall. Minnesota scores, and they go back up by 5 at 7-2. An all-around great day for Team Minnesota. Team Alberta comes in offside. And that'll bring us to the end of the game. Team Minnesota wins it 7-2. Thank you for watching coverage from the Clash. Team Minnesota wins it 7 over Team Minnesota wins it over Team Alberta 7-2. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. We'll have more coverage on YouTube on the MN Hockey TV channel throughout the weekend.